Abdullah II ibn al-Hussein is the reigning king of Jordan. He ascended the throne on February 7, 1999 upon the death of his father King Hussein. King Abdullah, whose mother is Princess Muna al-Hussein, is a member of the Hashemite family. Early life: Abdullah was born in Amman to King Hussein during his marriage to British-born Princess Muna al-Hussein. He was the king's eldest son and as such he was heir apparent to the throne of Jordan under the 1952 constitution. However, due to unstable times in the 1960s, King Hussein decided to appoint his brother, Prince Hassan bin Talal, as his heir. King Abdullah II attended St Edmund's School, Hindhead, Surrey, before moving on to Eaglebrook School and Deerfield Academy in Deerfield, Massachusetts. He joined the Royal Military Academy Saunchurst in 1980, was commissioned as a second lieutenant, and served as a troop commander in the 13th/18th Royal Hussars. In 1993, he assumed command of Jordan's Special Forces. In 1982, King Abdullah II attended Pembroke College at Oxford University where he completed a one-year special studies course in Middle Eastern affairs. In 1987, he attended the Edmund A. Walsh School of Foreign Service at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Abdullah would later serve in the Jordanian forces and became Major General in May 1998. In the 1980s, King Hussein considered arranging for the throne to pass to his brother and then to his son Prince Ali bin al-Hussein, but changed his mind by 1992. He seriously considered appointing one of his nephews as heir, but on his deathbed, on January 25, 1999, he named Abdullah as his heir. King of Jordan, Abdullah became king on February 7, 1999, upon the death of his father King Hussein. Hussein had recently named him Crown Prince on January 24, changing the constitutions and replacing Hussein's brother Hussein, who had served many years in the position. It is claimed that he is the 43rd generation direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad. His namesake is King Abdullah I, his great-grandfather who founded modern Jordan. Politics as king. King Abdullah II is the head of a constitutional monarchy in which the king retains substantial power. In 2010, he was chosen as the fourth most influential Muslim in the world. Jordan's economy has improved since Abdullah ascended to the throne in 1999, and he has been credited with increasing foreign investment, improving public-private partnerships, and providing the foundation for Aqaba's free trade zone and Jordan's flourishing ICT sector. He also set up 5 other special economic zones: Irbid, Alaun, Mafraq, Man and the Dead Sea. As a result of these reforms, Jordan's economic growth has doubled to 6% annually under King Abdullah's rule compared to the latter half of the 1990s. Foreign direct investment from the West as well as the countries of the Persian Gulf has continued to increase. He also negotiated a free trade agreement with the United States, which was the third free trade agreement for the U.S. and the first with an Arab country. In 2008, King Abdullah began his Decent Housing for Decent Living campaign in which all Jordanian citizens, and even Palestinian refugees, will be guaranteed high-quality residential housing with easy access to community needs such as health, education, and community activities. Abdullah's speech at the Catholic University of America's Columbus School of Law in September 2005 was entitled Traditional Islam, The Path to Peace. While en route to the United States, King Abdullah met with Pope Benedict XVI to build on the relations that Jordan had established with Pope John Paul II to discuss ways in which Muslims and Christians can continue to work together for peace, tolerance, and coexistence. The king announced on March 2, 2007 municipal elections in Jordan and in November 25, 2006 in his parliament address, told the parliament to work on reforms of the press and publication law. King Abdullah II has worked for the Israeli-Palestinian peace process, attending the Arab Summit in 2002, OIC conferences and having several summits with U.S., Israeli and Palestinian delegations to find a solution for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. On December 6, 2012, King Abdullah traveled to the West Bank to visit the Palestinian Authority, becoming the first head of state to visit the territory after it was accepted as a non-member observer state to the United Nations. Jordan received criticism when Taujan al-Faisal, Jordan's first female member of parliament and an outspoken advocate for freedom of expression and human rights, was jailed for slandering the government after she charged it with corruption in a letter to Abdullah. She was pardoned and released by King Abdullah. Despite these events, King Abdullah has continued his aggressive liberalization of Jordan's media. He recently issued a declaration forbidding detention of journalists in Jordan. Major General Yair Niver, GOC of the Israel Defense Forces Home Front Command and former GOC of Israeli Central Command, said in a gathering with reporters that King Abdullah might fall and that he could be Jordan's last king. The statement created tension between the two countries, and afterwards Niver retracted his statement and apologized. Later, the Israeli Prime Minister Olmert expressed the disagreement of Israel with Niver's statement, and referred to it as a personal and irrelevant view. In March 2007, Ehud Olmert commented on any American withdrawal from Iraq by saying that, Israel is worried a hasty American withdrawal from Iraq could have negative impact on the Hashemite regime in Jordan. Jordan spokesman Nasser Jordi replied by saying, the Israeli Prime Minister should worry about his political future before worrying about us. King Abdullah has a strong belief in a powerful military and has led Jordan into adopting a quality over quantity policy. This policy has led Jordan to acquire advanced weaponry and greatly increase and enhance its F-16 fighter jet fleet. The ground forces have acquired the Challenger 1 main battle tank, a vehicle far superior to the T-72 55th tanks that have traditionally dominated Arab armies. Abdullah has made women's rights an important part of his dynasty. Successor, see line of succession to the Jordanian throne. On November 28, 2004, Abdullah removed the title of Crown Prince from his half-brother, Hamza, whom he had appointed on February 7, 1999, in accordance with their father's wishes. In a letter from Abdullah to Hamza, read on Jordanian state television, he said, "Your holding this symbolic position has restrained your freedom and hindered our entrusting you with certain responsibilities that you are fully qualified to undertake." No successor to the title was named at that time, but it was anticipated that Abdullah intended to appoint formally his own son and new heir apparent, Prince Hussein, as Crown Prince. Hussein was granted the title on July 2, 2009. Democracy in Jordan. In 2005 BBC International published an article titled Jordan Edging Towards Democracy, where King Abdullah expressed his intentions of making Jordan a democratic country. According to the article, President George W. Bush urged King Abdullah, a U.S. ally, to take steps towards democracy. Thus far, however, democratic development has been limited, with the monarchy maintaining most power and its allies dominating parliament. Elections were held in November 2010, and following the Arab Spring in 2011, a new prime minister was appointed. In June 2011 the king announced a move to a British style of cabinet government, but it is still under debate. Economic liberalization. Jordan has embarked on an aggressive economic liberalization program under King Abdullah II in an effort to stimulate the economy and raise the standard of living. Jordan's economic growth peaked at 8% in 2004 and has been averaging at 7%. King Abdullah II has liberalized the telecommunications sector and has implemented an ICT curriculum into Jordan's education system. This has made Jordan's telecommunications sector the most competitive in the region. King Abdullah called on the government to lower internet prices in an effort to increase internet penetration to 50% by 2010. He is also very involved in promoting Jordan's tourism sector, especially with the establishment of the Aqaba Special Economic Zone. Under King Abdullah II, the air transport sector was liberalized. Also, King Abdullah II established 6 special economic zones: Aqaba, Man, Mafraq, Irbid, the Dead Sea, and Eilan. Each SEZ has its own niche which will carve a unique identity for that region of Jordan. The Aqaba SEZ is primarily devoted to tourism and industry. The Man SEZ is industrial primarily with a focus on renewable energy resources, especially solar energy. The world's largest solar power plant will be constructed in Man. The Mafraq SEZ will become a regional hub in transport and logistics with planned air, road, and rail connections to neighboring countries. The urban SEZ is adjacent to the Jordan University of Science and Technology and it will focus on scientific and medical facilities. The recently launched Dead Sea Zone will focus on tourism and entertainment. The Al-Ain SEZ consists of 24 proposed tourism projects, including a 2,000-dunam tourism city that will comprise 900 hotel rooms, restaurants, and other entertainment facilities with environmental considerations. Nuclear plans for Jordan. On January 20, 2007, King Abdullah revealed to Haaretz that Jordan has plans to develop nuclear power for internal energy purposes because unlike other countries in the region, Jordan has almost no oil. Jordan is one of the few non-petroleum producing nations in the region and is strategically dependent on oil from its neighbor, Iraq. Continuing civil unrest in Iraq puts Jordanian national and energy security at risk. Jordan's first nuclear power plant will be ready by 2015 and it will be located in Aqaba. There are more nuclear power plants planned in Karak and near the proposed Red Sea Dead Sea project which will provide Jordan with all the much-needed water resources it needs. It will also supply the shrinking Dead Sea and nuclear power plants with water. In turn, the nuclear power plants will desalinate the water and pump it to northern Jordan. Interfaith work. In 2010, King Abdullah proposed a World Interfaith Harmony Week at the UN, to promote a culture of peace. The elimination of all forms of intolerance and discrimination based on religion or belief. And the promotion of interreligious dialogue. 3. Regional unrest. Speaking about the unrest in Syria and Iraq, Abdullah II told a delegation of U.S. congressmen Sunday that he fears the turmoil in Iraq could spill over into the entire region. He added that any solution to the problems in the war-torn country must involve all of the people of Iraq. Abdullah unregistered trademark S comments put him at odds with Israel on Iraq unregistered trademark S future. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Sunday called for full independence for Iraq unregistered trademark S Northern Kurdish region, echoing earlier statements by President Shimon Peres. Abdullah unregistered trademark S comments came as the Iraqi army continued to attack jihadist forces that have recently seized large areas of the country north of Baghdad. In the biggest operation yet against the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, troops backed up by tanks and helicopter gunships battled to retake the city of Tikrit. This follows reports of ISIS activity inside Jordan itself. Few demonstrators angry with the government have unfurled and worn the black battle flags of the al-Qaeda-inspired extremists now in control of large swaths of Iraq, stirring fears that support for the group is growing in Jordan. At two rallies in Amman this week, scores of young teens, some in black masks, raised their fists, waved homemade banners bearing the logo and inscriptions of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria and shouted, "OE down, down with Abdullah, the King of Jordan." Family and personal life. King Abdullah is married to Palestinian Rania al-Abdullah. They have 4 children, Crown Prince Hussein, Princess Iman, Princess Salma, Prince Hashem. King Abdullah has listed skydiving, rally racing, scuba diving, football, and science fiction among his interests and hobbies. He promotes tourism in Jordan, having served as a tour guide for Discovery Channel travel host Peter Greenberg in the Jordan, The Royal Tour. In the program the king notes that since assuming the throne, he is no longer permitted to skydive. King Abdullah also likes motorcycles, and toured Northern California on a Harley-Davidson in July 2010. Prince Ali bin al-Hussein, one of his brothers and president of the Jordan Football Association, has claimed that King Abdullah is the biggest fan of the Jordan national football team. King Abdullah himself was a former president of the Football Association until he assumed his father's throne and became King of Jordan and was succeeded by Prince Ali. King Abdullah attended Deerfield Academy in his youth, and in appreciation of the schooling he received, he has created King's Academy, a sister institution, in Jordan. He hired Deerfield headmaster Eric Widmer to lead it, along with many other Deerfield staff. Prior to Deerfield, King Abdullah attended Eaglebrook School. He is the Colonel-in-Chief of the UK Light Dragoons Regiment. His previous connection to the unit includes his service as a troop leader in the 13th/18th Royal Hussars. He is a fan of the science fiction series Star Trek. In 1996, while still a prince, he appeared briefly in the Star Trek Voyager episode Investigations in a non-speaking role, as he is not a member of the Screen Actors Guild. A Star Trek theme park is planned to open in 2014 as part of the $1.5 billion The Red Sea Astrarium project in Aqaba, with the king being the majority local investor. His interest in the film industry has also influenced his decision to create the Red Sea Institute of Cinematic Arts in the Red Sea coastal town of Aqaba, in partnership with the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts on September 20, 2006. When the producers of Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen chose to film in Jordan, he called on 38 military helicopters to help transport equipment into Petra. King Abdullah II has an interest in the Internet and information technology, and commented on 2 Jordanian blogs that discussed his interview with a Petra news agency, the Black Iris and the newspaper Daily Ad-Duster. He is also a fan of stand-up comedian Russell Peters, granting him an audience in 2009 and inviting him for dinner. On December 13, 2013 in the 2013 Middle East cold snap in Oman, he helped to push a car which was stuck in deep snow in the street. Titles, Honours and Awards. Titles, January 30, 1962 AA March 1, 1965, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince of Jordan, March 1, 1965 AA January 24, 1999, His Royal Highness the Prince Abdullah of Jordan, January 24, 1999 AA February 7, 1999, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince of Jordan, February 7, 1999 AA present, His Majesty the King of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, Honours. This article incorporates information from the Italian Wikipedia. This article incorporates information from the equivalent article on the Polish Wikipedia. Jordan, Grand Master of the Order of al-Hussein bin Ali, Grand Master of the Supreme Order of the Renaissance, Grand Master of the Order of the Star of Jordan, Grand Master of the Order of Independence, Foreign, Austria Grand Star of the Decoration of Honor for Services to the Republic of Austria, a Bahraini Collar of the Order of Al-Khalifa of Bahrain, a Brunei Collar of the Royal Family Order of the Crown of Brunei, a Germania Grand Cross Special Class of the Order of Merit of the Federal Republic, a Italianate Grand Cross with Grand Cordon of the Order of Merit of the Italian Republic, a Japana Grand Cross then Collar of the Order of the Chrysanthemum, a Kazakhstani Medal for the 10th anniversary of the capital Astana, a Lebanon Extraordinary Grade of the Order of Merit of Lebanon, a Libya Grand Conqueror First Class, a Netherlandse, Grand Cross of the Order of the Netherlands Lion, Grand Cross of Order of the House of Orange. A Norwegianite Grand Cross with Collar of the Royal Norwegian Order of St. Olaf, a Palander Grand Cross of the Order of the White Eagle, a Portugal, Grand Collar of the Order of Prince Henry, Grand Collar of the Order of St. James of the Sword. A Romania Collar of the Order of the Star of Romania, a South Korean Knight of Grand Order of Mugunghwa, a Spainer, Grand Cross with Collar of the Order of Charles III, Grand Cross with Collar of the Order of Isabel the Catholic, Grand Cross of the Order of Naval Merit, with White Distinctive, Grand Cross of the Order of Aeronautical Merit, with White Distinctive. A Sweden a Knight of the Order of the Seraphim, a Ukraini, Order of Merit, First Class, Order of Prince Yaroslav the Wise, First Class. A United Kingdom, Grand Cross of the Order of the Bath, Military Class, Grand Cross of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, Honorary Knight Commander of the Royal Victorian Order. Ancestry, Published Works, al-Hussein, Abdullah II bin. Our Last Best Chance, The Pursuit of Peace in a Time of Peril, New York City, Viking Adult, 2011. ISBN 978-0-670-02171-0. See also, Hashemite, King Hussein, references. Further reading, Robbins, Philip. A History of Jordan, Cambridge University Press, 2004. ISBN 0-521-59895-8. External links. Official website of His Majesty King Abdullah II, the family line of H.M. King Abdullah, appearances on C-SPAN, Abdullah II of Jordan at the Internet Movie Database, Abdullah II of Jordan collected news and commentary at The Guardian. Abdullah II of Jordan collected news and commentary at The New York Times. Works by or about Abdullah II of Jordan in libraries. Abdullah II of Jordan at the Notable Names Database, King's Academy, Ancestry of Antoinette Avril Gardner, His Majesty's Official Channel, King Abdullah II of Jordan Coins, Articles, King of Jordan Meets Troops in UK, Middle East Quarterly Interview with King Abdullah II, Iraq is the Battleground the West against Iran, a letter from the Committee to Protect Journalists directed to King Abdullah, Amnesty International report on alleged violations of human rights in Jordan under King Abdullah, King sees shared Jerusalem, Jordan's King Abdullah pushes for moderation.